The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Dante Alighieri was an Italian poet and is often referred to as the father of the Italian language. He is most well known for his work, The Divine Comedy, in which he is led through hell, purgatory, and paradise, and learning important lessons about life and the afterlife along the way. The Divine Comedy is separated into three sections: Inferno or Hell, Purgatorio or Purgatory, and the Paradiso or Paradise or Heaven. The purpose of Dante's Divine Comedy was to show people the horrors their souls would go through if they did not obey God's laws and did not live their lives righteously. He has two guides, Virgil, who leads him through the Inferno and Purgatory, and Beatrice, who introduces him to Paradise. Dante initially sets out on this allegorical journey, guided by the poet Virgil in order to find his way back to moral righteousness. Virgil helps him on his journey, accompanying him throughout Inferno and Purgatory. Dante is the protagonist and main character of all three parts of the poem. He is spiritually lost and is in need of guidance to find the righteous God. He encounters the horrors happening within the Inferno and goes through the 9 circles. We will take a closer look at each 9 circles of hell and determine their specifics and differences, as well as look at Dante's Inferno, Satan himself. When he goes through the circles of hell, he is often portrayed as having pity and compassion for the sinners. He realizes that they are guilty of their sins, but he still believes in good in them and finds their suffering devastating. Dante is also terrified by all the horrors he encounters in Inferno and seems a little frightened. Though Dante is very curious, so he attempts to talk with a lot of the sinners along his way. First circle consists of not sinners, but people who are not baptized. Either they lived before Christ when baptism had not yet spread, or they never got baptized. Second circle has a more traditional appearance of hell. Near the entrance to the second circle stands Minos, a huge beast who decided where souls should be sent for torment. The second circle holds people who were lustful throughout their lives. In the third circle of hell, Dante and Virgil encounter souls whose sin is gluttony. Fourth circle of Dante's Inferno, here the sinners are divided into 2 groups: those who spend some to sleep. Fourth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil encounter people who are guilty of wrath and fury, those who found guilty of being angry and impatient. The sixth circle of Inferno is for heretics, people who have contrary opinions to Christian beliefs. The passage to seventh circle is blocked by a minotaur, half human and half bull. Virgil insults him, and the Minotaur bursts into a violent outrage, letting Dante and Virgil sneak past him. Eighth circle is divided in 10 bolgias, ditches, with bridges between them. Malacoda is the leader who guards the entrance to the 8th circle. They encounter panderers, seducers, sorcerers, false prophets, corrupt politicians, hypocrites, thieves, evil counselors and advisors, alchemists, counterfeits, and perjurers. The 9th circle is made up of Lake Cocytus. The sinners here are submerged in ice, only their heads stuck out. As Dante and Virgil proceed through the lake, they see the giant figure of Lucifer, also stuck in ice. Lucifer is the prince of hell. He has 3 mouths, and each of them he holds sinner, Judas, Brutus, and Cassius. Next section is the Purgatory. At the beginning of second part of the Divine Comedy, Dante and Virgil find themselves at the dawn of a new day. On the boat, there are souls brought by an angel who climbed the Mount of Purgatory, along with Dante to rid themselves of sins and proceed to heaven. Dante cannot waste any time, but he is forced to spend the night outside of Purgatory with other souls who, unlike him, cannot travel at night. In Purgatory, they have 7 terraces to journey through. Before they enter, an angel puts 7 P's on Dante's forehead. They correspond to the 7 deadly sins. The angel says that every time a terrace of a sin is surpasses, a P will be removed. Here are the 7 terraces of Purgatory: proud, envious, wrathful, slothful, covetous, gluttonous, and lustful. Here are spheres that you will be found at paradise: the sphere of Moon, the sphere of Mercury, the sphere of Venus, sphere of Sun, sphere of Mars, sphere of Jupiter, sphere of Saturn, sphere of fixed stars, sphere of Premium Mobile, and sphere of Amphigreen. Paradise opens with Dante's invocation to Apollo and the Muses, asking for his divine task. He and Beatrice ascend outlines the structure of the universe. Dante becomes enveloped in light, which permits him to see God. Dante is trying to understand how the 3 worlds he sees, representing Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He understands and becomes all the more convinced of God's eternal love.